Coming up on today's episode of Airborne Unlimited, Blue Origin test is a resounding success. Red Bull Air Race at Indy draws a huge crowd. Iran unveils an attack drone. Hello, I'm Christopher C. Odom. It's October 6, 2016, and this is Airborne Unlimited. Okay, we admit it, the whole crew at ANN are a bunch of space geeks. We watched the live video feed as Blue Origin tested the crew capsule escape system yesterday morning and cheered with successful results of the test. The entire flight lasted about 8 minutes. The launch was delayed by about 45 minutes as the Blue Origin team resolved some minor technical issues. The new Shepard booster lifted into the clear, blue Texas sky, and for about 45 seconds into the flight, the escape motor fired, separating the crew capsule from the booster. Blue Origin was fully prepared to lose the new Shepard booster during this test, but it continued to the fringe of space almost as if nothing had happened. The crew capsule descended as intended under its drogue, and then main parachutes landing at about 15 miles per hour on the Texas desert. About 5 minutes later, the new Shepard booster completed its mission and touched down on its landing pad for the 5th consecutive time. It was announced after the flight that both the booster and the crew test capsule will now be retired. Job well done! If there was ever a perfect place to have an exciting extreme motorsports race, it had to be at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. This marked the location last weekend of the Red Bull Air Race's first appearance in the U.S. this year. Matthias Dolja of Germany became a new Indy hero on Sunday, winning the first place Red Bull Air Race ever hosted at the iconic Motor Speedway and clinching the 2016 World Championship with the season finale still to come. Nigel Lamb of Great Britain flew to second in Indy, with Pete McLeod of Canada in third. Over 62,000 fans witnessed Dolja write new motorsport history as the German won the race and clinched his first world championship and the first for Germany in the process. With the 8th and final race of the season scheduled to go in Las Vegas on October 14th through the 16th, there is still a last opportunity for us in the U.S. to catch this exciting race venue. After the break, Iranian drone based on captured U.S. aircraft.
Since the early days of powered flight, pilots have struggled with landing in crosswinds. In fact, crosswinds and wind gusts cause more landing accidents than fog, thunderstorms, and icing combined. That's where the Redbird X-Wind SE comes in. By placing pilots in gusty crosswind conditions for extended periods of time, the X-Wind SE gives instructors all the time they need to teach the pilot the proper techniques for landing in crosswind conditions. For more information on Redbird X-Wind SE and Redbird's entire line of flight training devices, visit www.redbirdflightsimulation.com.
The Bristol Light Sport aircraft is what you are looking for. The Bristol is wider than a Cirrus, faster than a Skyhawk, offers more storage than a Husky, and comes standard with Garmin avionics. So what are you waiting for? Visit Bristol.com to find out how you can get into a Bristol today.
Concorde's recombinant gas RG series sealed battery technology produces a high-performance battery with the advantages of being pre-tested and fully charged at the factory. Find out more about Concorde's entire line of batteries at www.concordebattery.com. Concorde, the heart of your aircraft.
Welcome back. If you have a story suggestion for Airborne Unlimited, Aero-TV, our website, or podcast, just email to news-spy@aero-news.net. It's been reported that the Iranian Revolutionary Guard has revealed what it says is a new offensive drone that is similar to a U.S. drone that they claim was captured 5 years ago. Fox News reports that the English interpretation of its name is Thunderbolt, and that it was shown for the first time at the Military Expo intended to showcase the recent achievements of the Revolutionary Guard. Reuters relayed a report from the Iranian state news agency that the leader of the Revolutionary Guard's aerospace program said the long-range aircraft has the capability of hitting 4 targets with precision-guided munitions. However, the aircraft was not flown publicly, nor was its range discussed in detail. It's Thursday, which means that it's time for an Aero-Community update, highlighting news and information about the incredible people and organizations that populate the Airborne Partnership Initiative behind Airborne Unlimited. Here's this week's Aero-Community update. The Aircraft Electronics Association, known as the AEA, is part of our Airborne Partnership Initiative team, and their presence is felt in all areas of aviation, as avionics continues to become an important and indispensable subcomponent of modern aircraft. Common representation of avionic industries and those who support it also becomes critically important. That's where the AEA fits into the picture. Founded in 1957, the AEA membership includes manufacturers of avionics equipment, instrument repair facilities, instrument manufacturers, airframe manufacturers, test equipment manufacturers, major distributors, engineers, and educational institutions. In partnering with the AEA, ANN took the initiative to produce a live televised program we call the New Product Introduction. In this program, we have interviewed the various vendors that were participating in AEA's annual convention. It was the success of this program that led to our follow-on Airborne Innovation Previews, success at Oshkosh and Sun & Fun, and the plan for even more Airborne Innovation Previews coming very soon at other venues. And speaking of AEA's annual convention, the 2017 convention will be held in New Orleans, Louisiana on March 13th through 16th. There's a lot going on in the world of avionics, and we'll be bringing this event to you on our Airborne Unlimited broadcasts. After these messages, a Delta pilot contract gets closer.
Sandia introduces the new SAI 340 Quattro TSO'd airspeed, attitude, altitude, and slip. With integral backup battery, safety never looked so good. See it now at www.sandia.aero.
Explore no limits flying in the FAA-certified Sea Ray Amphibious LSA, one of the top 3 best-selling LSAs in the U.S. Progressive Aerodyne Sea Ray comes equipped with a Rotax engine and exhibits extraordinary handling on land, water, and in the air. Check it out at www.searay.com.
There's a difference between charting a steady course and pushing for the ceiling. And for nearly a century, Hartzell Propeller has been defining that difference. It's in our passion for engineering and research and our dedication to testing the limits of performance. We are built on honor. We are Hartzell Propeller.
Based on the popular Sling 2 LSA, the Sling 4 was designed to be the most practical and desirable lightweight 4-place experimental aircraft on the market. Find out more about this 115 horsepower turbocharged airplane at airplanefactory.com.
With so much news coming out of the aviation industry, we're summarizing a few of those other great stories in a brief segment we call Around the Badge. The pilots of Delta Airlines, represented by the Airline Pilots Association, have reached a comprehensive agreement in principle with Delta to amend their collective bargaining agreement. The union will soon receive the full language of the agreement for a 7-day review period. Drone USA has entered into an agreement with the Portuguese government, which enables them to test UAVs at the airport of Santa Maria Island in the Azores archipelago in Portugal. This proposal is to create a UAV program based on medium-altitude long-endurance systems. 5 instructors have renewed their Master Instructor designation in the month of September by Master Instructors LLC. They are Rob Lindstrom in Huntsville, Alabama, Don Kay in Santa Clara, California, Mike Gaffney in Bedford, Texas, George Felix in Maple Grove, Minnesota, Doug Carmody in Beaufort, South Carolina, and Raylene Alexander in Lindsborg, Kansas. The first B-52H Stratofortress to be resurrected from the long-term storage to rejoin the active bomber fleet took flight from Tinker Air Force Base last week. The flight of the aircraft, nicknamed Ghost Rider, marked the end of the Warbird's 19-month restoration. Business aviation veteran Roger White will receive the John H. Winant Award at the 2016 NBAA convention in Orlando, Florida next month. The Winant Award recognizes former members of NBAA's board of directors whose service to the industry extends well beyond their tenure on the board. Well, that's it for today's trip around the patch. Now, let's get back to the rest of the news. A lawsuit has been filed against the manufacturer of an ejector seat aboard a Red Arrow's Hawk T-1 aircraft that inadvertently activated while the plane was on the ground. The pilot, Flight Lieutenant Sean Cummings, was fatally injured when the parachute on the seat failed to deploy. The UK newspaper, The Mirror, reports that the suit has been filed by the UK Health and Safety Executive against Martin Baker Aircraft, alleging violations of health and safety laws. The accident occurred in November of 2011. The official investigation found that there was a problem with the ejection seat firing handle, which was left in an unsafe position. It is thought that the handle was snagged by a strap and pulled into that unsafe position 4 days previous to the accident. Both the seat manufacturer and the RAF were found to have some responsibility for the accident. The official inquest determined that the accident and the Flight Lieutenant Cunningham's death were preventable. Well, that's our program for today. As most of our senior staff is based in Florida, Friday's episode of Airborne Unlimited has been canceled as we all prepare for the arrival of Hurricane Matthew. Be smart and stay safe. We'll see you on Monday.